Hello, I need to upload many videos. I've been uploading anything here in a long time. Now I feel the urge. Okay, what is the bottom line of all these videos? It's just the opposite of what all other language teachers, language experts tell you. This is the fastest way, this is the most effective way to learn a foreign language. You will all will end up speaking perfect Chinese in 1 year, and that and that and that. And I've been teaching. I've been in real life with real people, not in this hyperglot circles, but in real life. And I know what real life is. It's full of people who fail at learning a foreign language, are full of people who need to learn English but they don't give a shit. It's a vicious circle. They tell you you need to do that, and every time you need to do something, anxiety grows. You feel not up to scratch, and you feel not up to scratch, and there's a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you come up against a brick walls because languages, let's speak out, at the beginning with the conventional approach, is a pain in the ass unless you are one of those few people like grammar, like all these things. Most of people do not react like this to learning a foreign language, to the traditional way of learning a foreign language. Other more different approaches to foreign languages, like using all this variety of material, like using Hathaway books, imply a very good teacher, imply also spending a lot of money on lessons, and the teacher wants you to depend on you because they need to have students following the following courses in order to get money, and that is a no-win situation for the student that is not motivated, is not motivated to grow a attitude to self-learning, because most of the time we're not in a lesson, we are in real life, we're at home, we're wherever we are. So my first point that is counterintuitive is: do not start with a bang. Start very slowly. When you feel confident, you can I would say lessons, but if you have a method with an audio part, and you can start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you stay to 15 minutes. You need to, it's better to say I'd like to do more but I'm stopping now, than I'm saying okay, I need to have a half an hour lesson, so to speak, and I really like to do something else. So eat, and don't eat till you don't have any. You should get up from the table having a little bit of hunger. So first thing, start slowly. You need to, when you feel that you'd like to do more, and you perfectly adjust it to your 15 minutes stretch of time, you raise the bar and you say, oh, I move to 20 minutes, and stay there, not immediate. Don't jump the gun, as I said in another video. Don't jump the gun. Don't try to eat more than you can chew and have a lot on your plate. Try to enjoy the process And when you will have difficulty, and you will have, if you like what you're doing, difficulty is not a pain in the ass, it's a challenge. You will feel it like a challenge. You don't think about, oh, that is difficult. No, you think, how can I overcome this? You will not think, oh, this is hindering me. You will take things from another point of view. Like when you really like to what is the right word in English? Always to get the girl or the man that you want. You're not to woo. You're not scared or by the first bump in the road. You have an aim. So you just think how to overcome the bump in the road, not how bad is this bump in the road. So when you're positive, I don't think positive. If you are really, I like doing this, I like not only the goal, learning a language, but I like everything in between. You need to like the process. Okay? Posso essere Ithaki. There is a poem by Konstantinos Kavafis. It's a Greek, Egyptian Greek. I mean, he was born in Egypt. He was a Greek speaker. It speaks about this. Ithaki, where he designed in Encounter. Ithaki gave you the trip, the voyage. So think that in the process you will become a little bit different, a different person, a different personality. You will acquire a culture. You will have another, so to speak, fatherland. That's why, and I'm speaking a lot about this, I'm not all for learning so many languages. It doesn't make any sense. Unless you just learn the languages just for the hell of it. Languages are not more important than their usage. Remember this. Languages are not more important than what they are aimed for. Languages change because language is the perfect expression of a certain culture that has been through a certain history, and that is that expression. I don't say that there is nothing common. Every language has a basic common things that we need, basic common things and words that we need to express basic notions. Every language has a word for water. Every language has a word for dream, dreamings. Okay, but there are some peculiarities of each language that express the ethos, that makes an Italian different from a Greek person. Then a Greek person is different from a Turkish person. When you get a language, you get an insight into a different culture. I don't say you become automatically a Turk, automatically a Greek, but you start seeing things from a different point of view. Language influences, it doesn't determine exactly who we are, but there is a strong influence of this. What characterizes a country mainly is the language. You can be black, you can be white, you can be Asian, but if you're an American, you're an American. Okay? You would say, also DNA, yes, but DNA, sorry, I said that in Italian. DNA also. Our makeup is a mix of many influences. The culture we live in and the language we speak, our DNA, that is general your, so to speak, race, but even your father, specifically your father and mother, and then your upbringing, the experiences you had, is all a mix. One of those factors is the language you speak. You have a certain idioms. If you see certain idiom that sticks to your mind immediately, you see some situations and you recognize because there are specific word for it. And when you learn a language, you add a certain complexity. I don't know how divided are those personalities, how much of this language influences you only when you speak that language, or when yours gets into you also when you speak your own language, and there is an influence. I think that every language I learned changed me a little bit, but not, it didn't flatten out all the other languages. I mean, in spite of I speak Italian, Greek, and English, and for the most part, when I speak Italian, I tend to say and think in a certain way, and I behave in a certain way, in English in a certain way, and in Greek in another way, because there are differences. English, when I speak English, I tend less to use my hands less, to be more plain. How you say this word that comes into my mind in Italian? Soft spoken is maybe. No, sedate, not sedate. I think it's soft spoken. Calm, peaceful. No. Pacato is the word I wanted to say. Italian are more. When I speak Italian, I use bad words more. I swear more. Bad language, filthy language. When I speak Greek, I really don't know. I should speak Greek now. Θα ήθελα να μιλώ ελληνικά τώρα για να σας δείξω πώς συμπεριφέρομαι όταν μιλώ ελληνικά. Φυσικά το επίπεδο μου στα ελληνικά δεν είναι και τόσο καλό. Έτσι δεν είναι να αναπτύσσω μια κοινότητα χέρια περισσότερο και όταν μιλώ ελληνικά. I was speaking about all these languages, and I strongly recommend, before embracing, I say embrace because you embrace, you adopt a language. Adopting a language is like getting a baby. It's going to grow, and in time, like a baby will learn to speak. When you learn a language after 1.5 year, you will start to actually speak the language, without thinking, without normally, like you need to nurture the language. That means that you should not skip. This is one thing. You can start slowly, you can take your time, but do not skip a day. Continuity is the key to everything. Try to, at the same level, not skip one day. And if you are on the level that you learn every day half an hour, try not to skip even that half an hour. If for some reason you do less, make up for the lost time in the following days. That's the only thing. That for the rest, I say, if you start on 5 minutes, keep these 5 minutes for a week, but don't skip even one single day 5 minutes. That's the key. Okay, that's the key. So in time, with the years, you will not need that anymore. It will be your second nature. You will watch things in Greek. It's part of your daily routine, because you can use the language, and it will be not. You will constantly expose to the language, and in time, the time you devote to formal learning, to formal, it will be less and less, and that is the moment you enjoy the fruit of your work, or your determination, constancy. All the other systems you listen, I think they're theoretically good, but the problem, I always say that, the problem that for most people make language learning daunting. You need to write this in a book, you need to do that, you need to, I know it works for those people, because they have to economize and streamline the process, because they have to learn 10-15 languages. You don't have to learn 10 or 15 languages. You have to learn a second language. You say, if you're not into languages, learn one second language. When you learn the second language very, very well, keep on dealing with the language. If you want to add the third language, wait 1 month, 2 months before buying the book or buying whatever with the audio part, and think if after 1-2 months you have the same determination, the same will that built up is even good. So you will start, and you will feel like, oh, okay, I like it. This is my common sense. That is against the grain of what all these hyperglots say. Each hyperglot says something else, and each one proposes his way of learning a foreign language, like his best way, to back this. They have to show that they actually learn many languages, and they can, and there is this process of uploading videos where they show up, they boast, nobody's controlling them, and nobody knows how they really speak all these 15 languages. Some of them are being tested in some languages, so if people assume he's very good at Russian, he must be very good at Greek. Doesn't work like this. You can very good at one language and not be that good at another language, and when your approach works with some other languages, maybe it doesn't work with Greek. A word to the wise. So I'd say constant exposure to the language. There's no way you will not understand the language. And in order not to waste time at the beginning, the only thing I say, buy an assimil method with the audio part, and assimil means assimilate, absorb the method 100%. It's a good start. It's a very good start. And at that point you can go out in real life and try to use the language. I think that prepares you to understand simple spoken language, and that's the beginning. You can speak in a very basic way about many things. You can express your ideas. You can tell, I want this, I don't want that, I'd like a dish, I'd like to have fish, whatever, and speak up. You will not speak with the same ease like in your native language. It takes decades, at least 10 years to be very, 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 very fluent. Mainly if you don't live in the country, and most people don't live in the country. So that's my point of view. Goodbye.